Hey everybody, Christine here from the Stilly team at HTR Raleigh. So everybody knows the past couple years in real estate has been crazy. If you were a seller, you could have asked just about any price you wanted and gotten it. If you were a buyer, you were crawling across broken glass to try to get your offer accepted. Well, if you've been watching the news, you know that that is a thing of the past. We are not there anymore. And there is an economist, his name is Dr. Yun, and he works for the National Association of Realtors. He actually released 3 predictions for 2023 and where our market is headed. So I wrote those down and I'm going to share them with you, and then we're going to talk about them a little bit. You ready? Here it goes. Number 1, interest rates have reached their peak. So mortgage rates actually did peak in fall of 2022, late 2022, November, December, somewhere around that 7% mark, which by the way was a 20-year high, but it was not the highest. For those of you that have a little bit of length in your tooth, and you know what I mean, you remember probably buying your house around 11%, maybe even higher, depending on when you purchased, and that was normal, and you were happy to get it. So once I think buyers get reacclimated to the new normal, 2%, 3%, that's gone, y'all. Get over it. We're going to stabilize probably around 5.5%, 5.75%, maybe 6%. But I do think we will stabilize by the end of 2023, a little shy of 6%. And Dr. Yoon agrees with me. So, hey, me and him, we're like this. So home sales will start to pick back up. Number 2, home prices are not expected to crash. So if you bought at the peak in the past 2 years and you are worried, don't be. Housing prices are not going to crash. Now, if you are a homeowner and you've been holding on to your house for the past 2 years waiting for the prices to peak, well, sorry to say, bucko, you missed it. It was last summer. That was it. It's over. That peak is behind us. Now, the market is not crashing. Housing prices are not twisting down the drain. What's happening is that growth that we saw, that exponential growth, homeowners were getting 10, 12, 15% appreciation year over year. That's insane. You can't keep up with that, y'all. So what we're going to see is, again, a new normal. Housing prices are going to, or housing values, I'm sorry, are going to stabilize. So that growth is just going to slow down. So instead of your house going up 10% in value this year, it'll go up 1 or 2%, a more normal market. Number 3, home sales are expected to decrease. If you are in the real estate industry, if you're an appraiser, if you're a lender, if you are a realtor, if you have anything to do with real estate, home inspections, etc., you know that your sales were down significantly over 2021. So you know that going into 2023, that 2022 was not your market best year. But that's okay. But guess what's going to happen in 2023? It's probably going to be a little less than it was in 2022, unfortunately. So I hope you have a little bit of money in savings. Home sales were actually down in 2022 by about 15% across the nation. I think my sales were down by about that percentage. So I think I'm normal. They are expected to continue to drop, unfortunately, by about 7% again this year. So 7% over the drop that we've already had. This is actually bringing us back. I've said it again. I said it before, and I'll say it again. This is actually bringing us back to a normal, stable market where you, if you're a buyer, you're not having to crawl across broken glass and promise to name your firstborn child after their dog. And if you're a seller, you don't have to, you're not going to get $1 bazillion for your house. It's going to stabilize like a seesaw. Nobody's going to be all the way up. Nobody's going to be all the way down. We're going to be able to actually negotiate. We're going to actually be able to do our jobs for you, the public, for the buyer and the seller and the investor. There are going to be people out there that need us. There are going to be foreclosures in a normal market. There are short sales in a normal market. There are loan assumptions in a normal market. There are buy downs in a normal market. There are possession post and pre-closings in a normal market. Guys, get yourself a realtor. If you're a consumer, if you're a buyer, a seller, an investor, find a realtor that is familiar with all of these terms. Ask them, quiz them, ask them the questions, write them down. And if you're a realtor and you don't know what I just said, if I was speaking a different language, take a class. Educate yourself. Be of service. You can't be of service if you don't know how. So find out how. So anyway, but they are expecting housing sales to go back up, y'all, in 2024. So if you're a realtor, that's good news. If you're a home seller, that's good news. If you're a home buyer, that's good news. It's more options for you, more homes on the market. So home sales down this coming year, but going back up in 2024. So what does this mean for you? Well, I kind of just laid it all out for you, but inventory is still going to be a little tight this year with home sales being a little less than they were, but you are starting to see less competition. There are fewer buyers in the market, so there's less competition for those homes. We're seeing fewer offers, and homes are taking a little bit longer to sell. So for sellers, cash in on your equity. You still have a ton of it. Cash in on it. But you've got to make sure your home is priced right. If it's priced wrong, it's going to linger on the market. It's going to take 6 months to sell. Nobody wants that. You don't want people traipsing in and out of your house for 6 months. Lord, no. The market is stable. The speed is stable. The rates are stable. Home sales, homes prices are pretty stable, guys. But it's going to take some getting used to. This is a new stability. So get out of the mindset of COVID and let's move forward 2023. If you are thinking about buying or selling in 2023 or beyond, if you are thinking about investing, maybe starting a rental portfolio with some of those foreclosures that I just mentioned, give me a call. My name is Christine. I run the Stilly team at HTR Raleigh, and I am here to help you on your mission for home ownership, home sellership, if you're done with the ownership thing, or starting that rental portfolio that you've always talked about. My phone number, get a pen, 910-554-5973, and you can always just Google me, Christine Stilly, the Stilly team.